Thank you for inviting me. When I spoke to my editor-in-chief about coming today and about the areas I wanted to cover, she said to me, be sure you tell the story. Be sure you give the context. And so this is what I'm going to set out to do. Less than 2 years ago, Panama was better known for its hats than its papers. Boris Johnson was openly pro-European, and a bombastic reality TV star had just announced his decision to run for the US presidency, which was treated as a joke by too many. Since then, we have endured the most dramatic assault on public interest journalism for generations. The establishment of a far-right, fake news-driven media source at the heart of the White House, a dramatic hit on the business model for journalism, powered by overwhelmingly dominant platforms, and the proliferation of news, often fake, driven not by public interest, but by to deliver advertising dollars, and an interruption of the centuries-old relationship between news organisations and its audience. We are in the midst of confusing battles between opposing forces, between truth and falsehood, fact and rumour, kindness and cruelty, between the few and the many, the connected and the alienated, the open platform of the web and as its architects envisaged it, and the gated enclosures of Facebook and other platforms, between an informed public and a misguided mob. All these struggles involve the diminishing status of truth, which makes their resolution an urgent matter. Truth is actively being undermined by politicians, most blatantly by the far right. Aaron Banks, a funder of the successful Leave EU campaign in the UK, told The Guardian that they won by taking what he called an American-style media approach. What we said early on was facts don't work, that's it. The Remain campaign featured fact after fact after fact. It just doesn't work. You've just got to connect with people emotionally. It was the Trump success. Increasingly, what counts as facts is merely a view that somebody feels to be true. It's hard to differentiate on the internet, and technology has made it very easy for made-up information to circulate at speed and reach that was unimaginable in the Gutenberg era of fixed certainties, or even a decade ago. Because most people now get their information and news via platforms that did not create it, generally from Facebook and Google, in what Emily Bell describes as a far greater concentration of power than there has ever been in the past, the relationship between originator and reader, a contract of trust established over hundreds of years, has been severed. If a fact is just something we feel to be true, then it's no surprise that fake news has proliferated. Click farms don't care about the veracity of what they publish, because clicks mean cash, and the most clicks, the most cash, comes from the most outlandish stories. The Pope did not break with tradition to come out in support of Trump, but that didn't stop the hoax stories saying that he did, being shared by millions of times. Since the US election, some of the platforms have now realised that they have an extremely cautious and responsible role to play in the proliferation of fraud. They may not have planned to be publishers, but they're now finding out that journalism is like no other business. It plays a crucial role in civic society. It is complicated, ethically challenging, and time-intensive, and it requires careful judgment and discretion. This is not a tirade against platforms. After all, through them, The Guardian now has 170 million users worldwide, many of whom discover our content through Google and Facebook. But the business model for news organisations is now deeply challenged, with 85 cents of every new dollar of advertising spend going to platforms. As a result, many news organisations chase down clicks and rehash journalism and follow polling and data and publish unchecked nonsense rather than go out there and do the very act that journalists are exist to do, to report and report and report, to find things out, uncomfortable things, dangerous things, true things. Guardian readers who read Gary Young's reporting series from Muncie in Indiana, or watched Paul Lewis's video series Anywhere But Washington, would not have been surprised by the Trump victory. Through old-fashioned reporting, that is, talking to people and really listening to what they say, these reports made it plain. Or an endeavour like the Panama Papers. It takes a whole news organisation to support a journalistic endeavour like that. That story could not have been told by a single journalist looking through the data. It required a team of journalists to go through the raw data, to pick out the relevant facts and use their expertise to connect the dots. It required a team of lawyers to libel read thousands upon thousands of words of copy to make sure the stories were legally sound, honest and accurate. It required a team of designers to turn copy into visually arresting stories using infographics and diagnostics to bring them to life. A digital news team to push that content out through the different social media channels. InfoSec teams to ensure that our infrastructure stood up to the challenge of high levels of traffic and attacks from third parties. This is the ecosystem of a modern news publisher. For important stories of public interest, now more necessary than ever, what news publishers do best is under threat from the continued disruption of physical and digital commercial models for news. The content on the screen is really just the shop window. There is an underlying infrastructure that allows great journalism to happen. It is this deep-rooted and important investment that publishers make that needs protecting. At The Guardian, we believe that the publisher right goes some way, not entirely, but some way, to helping us recognise this right and to protect this vital source that we do. Thank you.